Hey, I'm Paula from Paula Passionately Proclaims, and this is my husband Andrew.
Hello.
And we are doing our segment of Rise and Shine, where we rise up and talk about what's going on in this world, the current events, and breaking news and all that kind of stuff, and shine a light on it from a Christian and biblical perspective. We've got some news articles that we have been bringing to the table here, But you know what? We should pray first.
All right.
Did you want to do that? If you want to pray quickly.
Thank you, Lord, for this day. And we just want to have this news shine light into things that may be dark to people, Lord, and just give us insight and everything we need to break this down and understand it more. We say this in your name, Jesus. Amen.
Amen. Okay, did you want to go first since you got the phone in front of you?
Sure, why not?
All right, let's see what Andrew is bringing to the table.
Coffee.
Mm-hmm. I just have my water. I haven't drank enough water today, so.
Stacy Pulaskett, Democratic representative, said that the point of the Department of Justice, or DOJ, is to go after Trump and check against Christian nationalists, white fragility, and fascists.
Huh.
Yeah.
But no, Christians will not be targeted, and everything is just hunky-dory for us. We are gonna be, living it up.
Yeah.
In the world this next.
So, and she said, according to her, the purpose of government is to serve as a check against white nationalists, great replacement theorists, Christian nationalists, white fragility, fascists, and twice impeached convicted felon, former president, and would-be dictator. And if he was a dictator, you would see it in his term that he did.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. I was waiting until you finished talking.
So, when he tried to take away from the red tape and jobs in the government, so it's like, this job is useless, let's get rid of it. Mm-hmm. All this red tape, this is unnecessary, let's get rid of it. And a dictator doesn't do that.
No.
A dictator doesn't cut power of a government.
They'll increase it.
A dictator increases it.
Yeah.
Always. They're like, we're going to reach out here, here, here. If you go way back, you see perfectly in Russia, where Lenin's like, let's overthrow all of these guys, and the people will run the factories. It'll be ours. Well, no, it's the government's. Mm-hmm. They just use the people to drive everybody out.
Yeah.
Then it was government controlled.
Yeah.
I don't want governments controlling where my food comes from.
No, and the thing is that Trump has always said from the get-go that he is for small government.
Yeah.
Like, he doesn't believe that the government should be in control, have so much control over.
Yeah, when he said we wanted to drain the swamp, it's like, yeah.
Yeah.
He started to, then
wasn't able to finish because they hit us with COVID, and yeah.
But he's not against freedom of speech. He's pro Second Amendment. It's like, you see Democrats vote. Kamala Harris had about a mandatory gun buyback.
Yeah. Oh.
So
I'll say that. Remind me of that.
All right. So you can't buy back something from me if you never sold it to me.
Yeah.
We bought this microphone from, it's a Yeti, I think it is, right?
Mm-hmm, Blue Yeti.
So, the government, we didn't buy it from the government, we bought it through the company that sells these.
Right.
And it's like the government saying, well, we're going to buy all the microphones back from you. And I think, all right, if you're going to buy something from me, in an open market, in a free market, I determine the price. Mm-hmm. But when I sell this table, I'm like, this table's $1,500. And if you want to buy it, you have to pay me $1,500. You can't just, like, it's like a Facebook marketplace. It's like, I'll give you $1 for it.
This table, by the way, is not $1,500.
No, it isn't.
I just looked at you like, what now?
I said if I wanted to sell it.
Okay.
But I could set the price. If something's mine and you want to buy it, it's supply and demand. I get to dictate what price they sell it at.
Yeah.
You can negotiate with me, but it's like, I can say that it's firm at this price.
Yeah.
But going back, it's like, so it's not for, and she goes, Christian nationalists. Take Christian away. What if you put Muslim nationalists? Would she say that?
Oh, no, of course not.
That's like,
Yeah, of course not.
Well, what if you put atheist nationalists? How well would that sit?
Yeah.
It's like, really?
What I wanted to know is where did they decide to come up with the term nationalist and put it to describe, like, people that are, like, so-called extremists or whatever?
Well, you could go back fairly recent history, Nazi Germany. That's what the National Socialist Party, that's what they were called.
They were called nationalists?
Yeah.
I thought they were called socialists.
Well, National Socialist Party, that's the full name.
Okay.
So, the idea of a nationalist saying we want our country first.
Okay.
Over.
Where is the bad in that? Wanting.
I don't know.
Well, technically, you should want God first, and then.
I mean, no. What I'm saying, nationalists go. Let's promote businesses and companies first in our country.
Yeah. Okay.
Instead of going elsewhere, it's like instead of having American-made cars, you go to China. And perfect example: electric vehicles. Like basically all the batteries. I think it's like 85% or 90% of all batteries for electric vehicles come from China.
Okay.
And all the other components and everything's outsourced.
Yeah.
And if people want electric vehicles, they're going to have to source them from outside United States or Canada or whichever.
Mm-hmm.
But we're nationalists. It's like, hey, can we make this here? They're like, yeah, let's do it. Anything that they can make in that country, be it.
Well, there used to be. Well, no, I'm showing my age here, but there used to be like tags on everything, tags and stickers, made in the USA, made in America. Like, and people were proud of that. They weren't like trying to. They weren't ashamed of it. They weren't trying to hide it. They weren't, like, yeah, okay, so maybe it cost a slight bit more, to buy an item that was made in America versus made in China. But still, support your people.
But again, that's nationalistic thinking. I want my country first.
Like, I don't have any problem with, well... In the overall, let me just say it that way. I don't have any problem with like China as a whole country landmass. I don't have a problem with the people of China as a whole.
It's a dictator government that you don't like.
And so why would I try? I'm not trying to support and take care of the people of China.
No.
But I want to take care of my country, my land, first. My home first.
Absolutely.
And then whatever I might have left over, then I might be willing to put towards...
Makes sense.
Like I don't see why... Like, if Kamala... Mm-hmm. I don't know, does she have children? Well, if the floozy has Which probably, well, she's probably like, client number one at the clinics, but well, just whatever. If she has any children, I'm not saying she's a bad mother, okay?
Yeah.
She might be a fine mother, and as such, she's going to take care of her children. First. And then, with what money she has left over, if she has a good heart and she's generous and caring and whatnot, she might take some money that she has left over and give it to a charity or, heaven forbid, the church. Hey. Where they can do something good and charitable with the money. And, but she's not gonna ignore her children. Does she have kids? I see you looking it up.
Yeah, I'm looking it up.
Oh, okay.
Right
now. She's not going to ignore her children. She's not going to not feed them so that she can feed some other, like, somebody over in China or somebody in the Middle East or whatever. She's not somebody in Africa. She's going to feed her kids first. And so that's what I mean. Like, it's the same concept. Take care of your home first.
Yep.
Like God first, then take care of your home front, and then move out and take care of, if with whatever you have left and your generous, heart.
Apparently just 2 stepchildren with her current husband.
Oh, okay. So is she the evil stepmother?
She could be.
She could be. Anyway, that's what I think. And you said how they were going after Christians.
Yeah.
Just made me think of the commercial we saw the other day.
With the Coliseum?
Yes. So apparently, I think it's a Pepsi ad.
Pepsi ad.
Yeah. And we were watching a football game, and this ad came on, and we sat there and watched it, and our mouths just hung open the entire time. And it was like the full ad. Like sometimes they break it up, make it shorter, but this was like the full ad, and we are seeing this and our mouths are just hanging open. And it's this it takes place in a like the Coliseum kind of thing, and there's like the lions and gladiators and stuff, and it's just like
they were locking up the lions in cages, and they're throwing a Pepsi can around like a football.
Yeah, but what bothers me is that, and you said the same thing, I immediately had this like feeling that like, and I said to you, I'm not ever watching that commercial again, like I'll change the channel or whatever, like, because it's like that they were trying to condition you and get you used to seeing things like the Coliseum and gladiators and lions and people being fed to lions, and moving on down the line to other ways of extermination of a certain people group. Yeah, I feel like the Christians they're trying to get people used to seeing it so that it's fine, and they don't think anything of it when it's happening in real life, and they just see it as sport.
But the idea of saying, when she says like white nationalists or Christian nationalists, it shouldn't matter what faith you have.
No, it shouldn't.
The color of your skin, it's like, my country first.
Mm-hmm.
And you could do like make it micro. My street first.
Yeah.
My county, my state. Like, look after what you can. But if everybody does, like I say, a neighborhood watch, and they look out for their neighbor's house.
Mm-hmm.
But if I only look at the neighbor across the street from me, and at both sides, on either side, but everybody's doing it, you can have all these eyes.
Yeah.
you're gonna know who lives on your street.
Mm-hmm.
And if you see something suspicious, you're like, well, I've never seen that car before. And who's that? How are they acting? Because you just want to make sure your place is safe.
Yeah.
The neighbor's place is safe.
Yeah.
But it's like, here, it's like, you're kind of like, she's targeting a group of people that go against what she doesn't like.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, really?
Yeah.
Where are they going to stop?
Yeah.
How far are they going to push that line?
Well, they're going to push it all the way to the Coliseum.
But I just think it's like, you really said that?
Yeah.
And this isn't big news. If she was a Republican and said something just a bit opposite, it would be on every news channel, and then people would calling her to get fired and doxxed and or whatever you want to think of.
Yeah.
That would happen.
The part that I said to remind me about where you talked about the buybacks.
Mm-hmm.
So I know this isn't the States, but in Canada, I saw an article, and I didn't read the article, I just saw the headlines, but it was saying that Trudeau and his, government are paying exponentially much more than what they expected to pay, and it keeps rising. And they haven't bought back a single gun.
Yeah. They've done this before. I think this is his second or third attempt.
Yeah.
And Prime Minister before him tried it. It's like, it's not going to work. And they try to go on the ruse of, it will drop gun crime. Lawful citizens aren't committing crimes.
Yeah.
It's criminals committing crimes. And they try to do the gun violence, and they're like, look at this. And they fail to point out that it's between gang members. Rival gangs fighting each other. They don't say you don't see hunters going out and doing drive-by shootings with their .308.
I don't even know what a .308 is.
It's a caliber of a rifle.
Okay. I'm not against guns, I just don't know anything about them.
And they're getting these guns illegally. And the chief of police of Toronto said banning handguns, not letting lawful citizens own handguns, will not affect gun crime whatsoever.
Yeah.
But they're like, oh, we'll do this to stop that. It's like, it's not going to do anything. It will do absolutely nothing. It's like having a house fire and you take a thimble of water and be like, aha!
Yeah.
It's like nothing.
Yeah.
And when they do gun violence, they put in self-harm and accidents all into that.
Yeah. Well,
where you shouldn't. It's not. I mean, suppose you could say it's gun violence if someone turns a gun on themselves.
Yeah, it's just a different kind of gun violence. It shouldn't be included, though.
No, it shouldn't be. There should be three separate things.
Yeah.
And the numbers are small. More people dying. This is both United States and Canada. More people die from drunk drivers every single year than from guns. But you don't have people advocating, let's stop drivers. Let's ban booze. You see, let's ban these manufacturers, let's sue them, let's get them. Or people who own shops that sell firearms, they want to go after them.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, why? They're not responsible. It's like someone decided to drink too much, get behind a car, truck, whatever they're driving, and go down the road and hurt somebody.
Yeah.
But it's about, and people go, oh, it's about saving lives. It's like, well, if you want to do that, wouldn't you target driving and alcohol? I'm not advocating for it.
Yeah. Well.
But it's like, going about it the wrong way. Actually go after what's...
Yeah. I know what you mean. I know what you mean.
But you have your, we'll stop there, and you have your...
Yeah, because this conversation, you just keep going and going, and yeah, we'll never get any other topics in.
Nope.
Well, technically, though, we have talked about like 3 different things within, at least 3, within this one little conversation. Okay, well, anyway, since we were talking about Kamala, let's just talk about Kamala Lala again.
That sounds great.
Yes. Yeah. Okay, so Ms. Harris, she finally, after like, what was it, like almost 4 years, finally went to the border. Wow. I know. She finally went to the border and stopped to talk to somebody, one of the officers or whatever, the soldiers or whoever was down there, and spoke with him and whatnot. But the thing is that she only did it because everyone was saying how she hasn't, she was appointed border czar and she hasn't yet been to the border.
No.
Hasn't had anything whatsoever to do with the border except for opening it up further and allowing all this nonsense to take place. And then the only reason that, aside from that, is that the fact she's getting a lot of backlash right now because of that, and her, and even with Trump and whatnot, like, and with their campaigning, the two of them, it's looking really bad on her. And so she's like, oh, well, if I go down to the border, then these people, because I think she went to, was it Alabama or Arizona? Sorry. She went to Arizona.
Well, I was going to bring this up, like, I decided not to.
Okay.
So, exact same thing on this. It was just the people at the border saying, she's full of BS and this is only a PR stunt.
Yeah.
Oh, she was just doing all of this. And all the, like, I've been trying to follow all what's going on, all the talking points that the Republicans and the Democrats are making are really vast. Ones are points that people, because all the people I follow are asking these, well, what's important to you? Mm-hmm. And
which they should be asking the people what's important to them.
And the security, border security, and the economy are the top 2.
Yeah.
It's like, huh? It's like, there's all these little matters and they recognize them, but it's like, these 2 are big issues.
Yeah. They're literally, I think, like the biggest issues in all of the states right now.
And when people talk about, let's secure this border, you're called, racist, xenophobic, or whatever else. It's like, no. Again, we've touched this a million times. But yeah, she was called out on it.
Yeah.
It's like, it would have been better for her not to go there.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, she hasn't gone yet. The election's coming close. Oh, I'll go like this. Anybody would see it.
Anybody can see it, yeah. Yeah, because the election is what, a month and like a week away or something? Something like that.
Oh, it's 15th?
No, the 5th.
5th, okay.
Yeah, November.
I had one number right. But yeah, it's funny. She was called out on that, and it's like, yeah. It's like, who's running her campaign? Is the guy like rolling dice? It's like, yeah, we go.
Yeah, it could be.
Or Magic 8 Ball. Should we go to the border? Should we go to the border?
It probably is. It probably is a Magic 8 Ball. Come to think about it. Not looking good for today.
So this is gonna boil your blood.
It's boy.
Yeah. So the Swedish government sentenced a 7-year-old grandmother to prison because she sold a pie over Facebook.
Is that because she didn't sell a fish?
I don't know.
Oh, like Swedish fish.
fish.
Okay,
So this,
okay.
This was during their lockdowns.
During the lockdown, the COVID lockdowns?
The COVID.
Okay.
So, and she was just doing it because she loved baking, wanted to do something, so she was posting it on Facebook. And someone's like, hey, this looks really good. May I buy one? She's like, no, you can't buy one. She gave it to him, go just cover the cost of, the ingredients. No problem.
Okay.
But the Swedish government didn't like that. And
so what the issue was, from what I am understanding, is that it was sold during COVID, so it could have, there could have been germs or something.
Something ridiculous.
Is that okay?
But it's like, well, she wasn't making a COVID pie.
No. No, although there was an article I saw probably a few weeks back, probably like 3, maybe 4 weeks ago, where there was a woman who was arrested because for giving, purposely giving someone COVID.
Well, okay, there's a difference purposely giving. It's like, well...
Yeah, but so, how does the government know that she didn't purposely try to do something, breathe on or touch or handle,
I mean, it's a pie. You're going to be... But anyhow...
But that's what I'm saying. How does the government know? And it's not her kitchen's just a home kitchen. It's not necessarily a restaurant kitchen or something where it should be completely food safe. But home kitchens are a little different.
But if I go to you, I'm like, hey, that looks good. Can you make me one? I'm not worried. If you're just going around selling them, there are procedures you have to go through. I understand that. She was fined $12,000.
So...
elderly woman on a fixed income. And she's like, I can't pay this. She didn't refuse to pay it. She's like, I physically don't have this money. It's impossible for me to pay it. So they're like, refusal to pay, slam her.
Huh. So, wow.
Yeah.
Poor lady.
So...
Is she still in jail? Because that COVID thing was... I don't think it's still going on.
No, but I this was dated for the 24th of September.
Of this year?
Yes.
Okay, just checking.
But I think they're going back and going after people will get you.
Yeah.
So...
They need to be careful about that because lots and lots and lots of people are being sued because of things that happened during COVID. So they need to be careful about now backtracking and going after people well after the fact.
And she has a lawyer working for her.
Good.
Her health, she's not in the best health. So being in jail is not going to be good for a 7-year-old woman who just sold a pie. I hope Switzerland has zero crime. There's no drugs, there's no breaking, there's no violence.
Well, that's Sweden, not Switzerland.
Or, pardon me, Switzerland, pardon me.
You just said it again. Sweden.
I'm getting, same thing.
It's not the same. It's really not.
I know it isn't. That was the one with Sound of Music, wasn't it?
No, that was Austria.
Oh, same thing.
No, it's not.
I know that.
Good grief.
So they better have zero crime in their country to be that desperate going after an elderly woman who sold a pie.
Maybe it was the end of the month or something and they had to fill quotas. I'm sure somebody did something illegal on 4 years ago.
But see, that's insane. And they'll try the same thing again.
Yeah.
They're going to go, hey, this is going to be super COVID or monkeypox or a bird flu.
No, but see, no.
Or hoof and mouth. Now it's on the people.
Yeah. Anyway.
I'm pretty sure Kamala could spread hoof and mouth.
Okay. Oh, man. Alrighty. So, this is fun. So, CTV News was caught red-handed manipulating what Polyev said in an interview.
Huh.
Yeah. Like, they went through and doctored up the recording.
Yep.
And they aired it, and then now after all of this, they were come after by the conservatives, and so after all of this, then now CTV fired 2 journalists who were responsible for.
Wow.
Yeah, but so apparently, what he said, I've got the document here. It's very small print, so I'm gonna be like. There we go. Oh, on your phone I can make it bigger. Oh, hi. Okay. What the clip says is that where they doctored the phrases is that's why we need to put forward emotion. Okay? That's how they doctored it and spliced it all together. Okay? And so it went right after, they put it right after when he was talking about Trudeau's dental plan. And I guess there was 650,000 people, Canadians, that have already received care for this, with this dental plan. And so they were saying that the journalists here from CTV were saying that the way that they spliced it was that Pierre Polyev said that they needed. That's why we need to put forward a motion for a vote of non-confidence because of his dental plan. But that wasn't it at all. He never even suggested that. Like, he mentioned the dental plan, but that was just briefly, and that was like in a different area even of the speech. Yeah. And so what he actually said, it says, after 9 years of this NDP liberal government, they've doubled the debt, doubled housing costs, caused the worst inflation in 40 years, sent 2 million people to the food bank, unleashed crime and chaos in our communities. That's why it's time to put forward a motion for a carbon tax election. A carbon tax election is needed because the NDP Liberal plan to hike the carbon tax by 300% all the way to 61 cents a liter, which would cripple our economy, put hundreds of thousands of people out of jobs. It would mean empty shelves at grocery stores. We need a carbon tax election so Canadians can vote to axe the tax, build the homes, fix the budget, and stop the crime with a common sense conservative government. And so that's what they took. That's why to put forward a motion we need, and they spliced it, like rearranged it and spliced it all together. Yeah. Left out everything else and then put it next to the dental plan and then aired it for like all these thousands of millions of people to see.
Well, CTV, CBC, well, all the main media for news is government run.
Yeah.
Who runs the government? Justin Trudeau. Make him look bad. That's your job. The 2 journalists should have been fired. Your supervisor should have been fired. And you go up.
Yeah.
To the tippy top.
The 2 journalists were fired, but I don't know beyond that, and likely no one.
Yeah, likely no one. The head and everybody down should be fired.
Yeah.
You allowed the supervisor. No, I didn't. You're fired. The supervisor's boss. Fired, all the way up top.
Yeah. Yeah, I couldn't, I saw that and I was like, are you kidding me? Like, I know stuff like that happens, but like, they've taken the, you know, dirty politics or whatever. Yeah. They've taken it from like the simple mudslinging.
Yeah.
They've taken it way out of control, out of hand. You know what I mean? And it's beyond now because they have more abilities to do this with different technologies.
But they're also getting more brazen and like,
yeah,
I can do this. I can lie to your face, get caught, be like, nobody's going to stop me.
Yeah. And the thing is that, well, Canadians, most of them wouldn't stop them, wouldn't try. They wouldn't even actually probably even notice that, like, to be real, like, most Canadians probably wouldn't even notice that that was... nor would they care. Like, it's like they would ignore it. They would, or if they even watched because a lot of Canadians are so, I don't want to say close-minded, but like close-eyed, close-eared, you know, like kind of close-minded too. Like,
I think too many people are voting for the wrong people.
Yeah.
It's like we had an emergency election. Anybody and everybody that voted should have went, well, I'm not voting for NDP because I'll be voting for Liberal. It would have been better if they voted for the Bloc Québécois. Just take seats from the people that want to control Canada. Now you can't see certain things outside this country.
Yeah,
it's not
I know.
allowed. It's like people don't believe it, and when they see it, they're like, "Oh, I wonder how this happened." It's like you voted it in.
Yeah, like as an American, as an American citizen living up in Canada, I would like to keep in touch, like keep track of what is happening in my country, in my homeland, you know, and so
some things you can't see.
I open up the Google or whatever other news outlet, and you can't see that.
You can't share
see it you can't share stuff on Facebook
so
here in Canada.
You have to go around. There's a way around it.
Yeah, a lot of times I would have to literally take screenshots and post the screenshot as an image on Facebook or whatever to get.
But it's like go to North Korea, go to China.
Yeah.
And they're you know, a lot further on in their control of what people can and cannot see. But it's like Canada's getting there, and with our current government, it will keep on getting pushed forward if there's no resistance.
Yeah, and it'll end up being like a small, like not necessarily small, but like a new next level version of North Korea.
Yeah, and just again, vote these guys out. Use your voice. Stand up and say something. If you need to take a sign and wave it in front of, you know, your town hall or government building, do it. Phone, email, write letters, do something to see a change, because we're seeing something, and Canadians are losing Canada to people that hate Canadians in Canada.
Yeah.
And they're sitting in office.
It's really sad.
And they don't care. They'll sit high in the hog and not worry because they have their properties and their monies and everything else. Mm-hmm. And we're going without.
Yeah.
And I mean, we're sitting all right. We're not worrying about our next bill or our next meal coming from, but there are Canadians out there they have to go, do I have lights on or do I have something to eat on the table?
Yeah.
Or you're seeing people getting evicted.
And we know because we've been there. We were living in BC and we were there, you know.
And it was just like the next meal, I don't know.
Yeah.
My folks helped me out.
Yeah.
And since I worked at couple restaurants and we did banquets. If there's extra food, I took that extra food home. We were allowed to, and there's a lot of times
We would fill our freezer with
food there, and that's where we're able to get it. But it's getting worse. Look at your rent. Look at your electricity bill. Everything's going up.
Yeah.
But your wages are staying the same. And I'm not saying up to minimum wage, because everything goes up. Putting up the minimum wage isn't the solution.
No.
It's curbing government spending.
Yeah, and axing this here carbon tax would dramatically improve the economy of all of Canada.
Yeah, it's unnecessary. It's for the environment. It's not going to change.
Yeah, so
it's like
how many trees are you helping because of that carbon tax?
Well, it's
you know, like...
It's basic science. It's like trees need carbon dioxide. Without carbon dioxide, trees die.
Yeah.
It's like 0.4% of our atmosphere, I think that's the right number, is CO2.
Okay, I don't know, so...
But it's a 0.4 or 0.5. If it goes below 0.3, plants start dying. If they die, well, we die.
Yeah.
Haitian groups seek criminal charges against Trump and Vance for over pet eating comments.
Okay, so is it okay? I'm really trying to take this seriously.
Yes.
Okay. So is it the Haitians that were eating the pets that are upset with them? Or is it the Haitians that do not eat pets that are feeling like they're lumped in with the crowd that does eat the pets?
It's a Haitian nonprofit organization. Has sued Trump and J.D. Vance over allegations of migrant Haitians eating people's pets in Springfield, Ohio.
Well, maybe if they didn't eat the pets, they wouldn't have been accused of eating the pets. I mean, you know, come on.
But it's not a criminal thing to say people are eating pets.
No.
It's not
especially if it's true.
But true or not, that's not a criminal offense. It's like criminal offense of me walking across the street. Mm-hmm. I didn't break any laws.
Unless you jaywalked or something. Oh, man. Wow. So, okay, so what is this nonprofit organization? Like, does it give a name?
No. I read the article, and...
So what, it's like the nonprofit organization of Haitians who did not eat pets?
It could be.
That sounds so legit. So it sounds a little like it's run by the Democrats or something.
Well, but it's like, all right. Yeah, and it's not slander.
No, it's not slander if it's
anything.
true. If you have it caught on camera that someone's eating a pet,
like
yeah,
who was arrested.
Whether it be like an actual pet or a stray, somebody's eating a cat or a dog or a goose or something. Like, you have that footage on camera.
But you think if someone came to a lawyer's office with that, they're not going to touch it. Because even to go, we'll touch it, bring it to court, the judge is going to throw it out. Mm-hmm. And it's like, no, you're wasting people's time.
Yeah, this won't go anywhere.
Get out. Then that lawyer's office is going to be like, you're taking on cases that
are ridiculous.
And there's no foundation for this.
Yeah.
But I don't even know if there could be a countersuit. Because you think Donald Trump probably has some very good lawyers.
Oh, you think?
Unless this nonprofit has some backings of somebody with a whole lot of money who could afford high-priced lawyers. Even if it went to court, they're going to lose.
Yeah.
Because they wouldn't just have the resources, they wouldn't have the things they need to even put up a fight in a courtroom. I find that really funny.
Yeah, well, it doesn't sound, to me anyway, it just doesn't sound legit. It sounds like somebody got offended, they got their feelings hurt, and then
someone's butthurt about him saying that, and oh, that's offensive.
Yeah, and yeah. I don't know, that I didn't mean to be like kind of laughing about it, but like it's kind of funny.
It is very funny.
You know, and I was like, okay, I gotta try and take this seriously, because like if it was meant to be taken seriously, you know. But yeah, there's not, like, how do you take that seriously? Like you said, any judge would just throw it out.
Throw it out, because it's like, yeah, you don't have.
They're not going to waste their time.
It's like legally they don't have a leg to stand on.
Yeah.
So that's why no lawyer is going to be like, yeah, I'll do it. They could represent themselves. I could sue you over, I don't like your glasses. They're offensive.
But my glasses are kitty cats. They're so cute.
But I could still sue you. I could represent myself. I won't win, but you could sue anybody over anything. It's a matter of, will a lawyer take up your case?
Yeah, well, some lawyer somewhere would be willing to do it, but it...
Oh, well, popped in my head. So, last week, and I talked about the pagers and walkie-talkies.
Oh, yeah.
So, Hamas ordered a bunch of these. They were intercepted by Israel. Mm-hmm. Israel put small charges in them and continued them on their way. So when they got all the information, we're getting this target, the beeper goes off. So these guys were pulling out their beeper and getting their hands blown off. Or they didn't check it and it blew. So it was to stop them and have minimal collateral damage.
Yeah.
It was just small enough to charge.
Not to kill, but to...
It's not a big area, so if I had it in my pocket...
Wound or whatever to stop you.
Stop. So if I looked like... The idea was like, we're gonna... Boom. And I have no hand. And there's a bunch of whatever in my... Shrapnel in my face. Now I can't see. But that's not gonna matter because I'm gonna bleed out rather quickly. With, my hand being blown off.
Yeah. Like, I don't like to hear that, because I don't like that Israel actually had something to do with that. But it is war.
It's war with these guys.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Yeah, it is war, and things happen in war, and it's more, like, even God says, like, in war, it's not murder. It's not, it's different.
Yeah.
So... Like the commandment, do not kill, thou shalt not kill, is not, it's actually thou shalt not murder, is if you trace the words back and get the actual meaning from the language that it was written in, then, you'll see that it's actually do not murder. And then, like we talked about, was it last week, I think that there's a difference between, if somebody breaks in your house and you hit them with a frying pan or something, and you hit them just right and they die, then that wasn't premeditated. But if you, go back the next day, seek them out and shoot them or something, then that is premeditated. Yeah, exactly.
It's like, well, I subdued you and tied you up. I'll just go bing and...
Yeah. So there is a difference. And in war... It's kind of...
Yeah, war is horrible.
Yeah. So...
And people die, and if you could prevent an attack on your country, you're gonna do it.
But at least if the Israelites, at least if they did put these charges in the devices, at least they did it a small amount so that, like you were saying, it would just stop them from continuing on with whatever destruction they were going to do. It
was like a couple grams.
Yeah.
And on that, which is scary, they have these drones now, about yay big,
mm-hmm.
and they have a small amount of C4 in them. And they have cameras so they could do facial recognition. So the idea is like, send these out and this thing goes zip and hits you in the forehead with an explosive charge.
Oh, well, that's just so comforting.
And I think it was a TED Talk, and this guy's like so happy, and they actually have...
So happy that they have the...
Oh, look at what this can do. And you're just like, what?
Okay, that man needs to be locked up because he is a danger to, everyone.
And they say we could just fly this plane over and let tens of thousands of these, hundreds of thousands. And they go, oh, facial recognition, any man. So, fly it over whatever city you want, let these out. Any dude is going to get these things. But now we've been talking, politics.
I'm just going to stay inside for the rest of my life. I'm going to stay inside with my Bible on my lap.
So imagine you're a political opponent.
Oh.
And it's like, so, we put this on the YouTube. I'm not condoning this, but people will be like, yeah, we don't like this person or these group of people. Let's send a bunch out. Yes, something like that would really good for, collateral damage, not, destroying a whole building to get one person out. But no, we'll do this. It's like, no.
Wow.
But I do kind of find it some humor in that they're using pagers. It's like, it's not 1992.
Yeah, I know.
And so they went, oh, we'll go low grade. They're like, no, we'll counter this. So what are you going to do? Like, take two cans and a string and...
So funny.
It's like you're running out of options of things that you could communicate and be effective against your attacks with us.
Yeah. Oh, man.
You have one more.
I have one more. Let's see. This one, kind of hits close to home.
Oh, yeah, you mentioned something.
Yeah.
Are you happy to say this?
Yeah, I don't even know. Yes and no.
Is it funny?
No, it's not. That's why I'm saying, I'm not happy about it, but, it's also, kind of cool that this was caught and something was done about it. And, also, it was interesting that it came, it's from literally not just our province, but our city. So it is kind of cool. It makes me feel like, we're on the map for something. Not that it's a good thing, mind you, but okay. PEI gender advocate and school counselor charged with sexually assaulting a minor. Yeah. So, so this was what?
So yeah, definitely not funny.
No, definitely not funny. This is right in Charlottetown. At what school? Where is this? East Wiltshire Intermediate School. And the teacher, her name is Bethany Jean Toombs. I think if I'm saying the name right.
It's good that they posted her name.
It is good, yeah. Let me just read some of this about her here so that I make sure that I'm getting it right. So I don't have people from my hometown coming after us. You know, like... So she was a prominent gender identity advocate and school counselor. And she was charged by the PEI's RCMP Major Crimes Unit with several serious sexual and other offenses involving a minor. And so they say that it supposedly was only one, but I mean, she had exposure to all of those youngins. Yeah. So, like, I don't know. We'll see. So the charges include sexual assault, sexual interference, and invitation to sexual touching, which were revealed through an investigation initiated by the RCMP's Major Crime Unit on September 14th. So this was just, a week and a half ago?
Yeah.
Something like that, yeah. And that's where she works as the school counselor. And, amongst the other, she was arrested on September 24th. And according to CBC, her name was removed from the school staff list by the following morning. So obviously she was fired, which is, great. She's not going to be affecting any other kids in that way or any other way further. At least not at this school anyway. Hopefully no other school hires her after all this. Hopefully she gets her license revoked or whatever. This says, as an activist, she has been a vocal advocate for topics related to gender ideology and has contributed to various education models in the grade 9 PEI wellness and relationship choices curriculum, focusing on subjects like consent, gender stereotypes, and sexual assault.
I think she didn't read her material.
Or maybe she read it too well, studied up. Oh, how can I get away with this and this? You know what I mean? I don't know.
She should be locked up indefinitely.
Yeah.
It's like, when you leave this, it will be in a bag.
Yeah. This is more of the quote here. It says, through this presentation and lesson plan, students will develop a deeper understanding of sexual violence and the importance of consent through the exploration of gender, norms, stereotypes, roles, and expectations. A model in which Toombs is listed as the contributor. So that's kind of funny that it seems that she wrote her own stuff.
Probably.
And so if she's gonna write her own curriculum essentially, then she's gonna know how she can word things or whatever so that it makes it okay for her to do certain things. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But this is Canada, so don't be surprised. Don't do that again, eh? That's not good.
Yeah.
And then...
Don't forget to say you're sorry.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Then she works in another province.
Yeah, yeah.
That's what's more than likely going to happen.
Sadly.
Or, 6 months in jail because she learned her lesson.
Yeah.
And she'll be teaching again.
Yeah, this says specifically students will understand how complex social factors contribute sexual violence in our communities while also working to identify safe and effective alternatives to abusive behavior. And this also says CBC News also featured Toombs as an expert on parenting children with anxiety.
Is she even a parent?
Well, I don't know. I don't know anything about this woman.
I was like, look it up on my phone.
I didn't even know she existed until I saw this article, so, it's a small town, but not that small. Yeah. Yeah. So what made me think of that like is she's an expert on parenting children with anxiety, right? Like, is she also the one, like, are they anxious because of her and what she's teaching them?
Or is she a parent and her kids are anxious, so of her own doing, so she fails at that?
Yeah, I don't know.
Wow.
Yeah. So she is quoted as saying, I think when we think of anxiety, we think of the traditional worrier, and so we definitely see worrying happening with children at schools.
Whether get molested by her.
Yeah, exactly. Whether it's the way they're talking or trying to avoid things that scare them, yeah. Like the teacher. So we definitely see that happening with elementary children, including students refusing to come to school or coming to school and saying that they need to come home. But that happens a lot with like bullying and stuff like that, but it could also happen with some kind of sexual assault or abuse or something from a teacher or another student, or exactly a school counselor.
How do they think this is appropriate?
Was she like demonstrating?
It's like, I know you're in grade 9, but this is okay.
Yeah. Well, grade 9, what is that? How old? Let's see. How old was I? I was always one of the youngest in my class. And so in grade 9, I was 13 or 14. So, yeah, and I was always one of the youngest. So, yeah. Yeah, so get this. In 2013, Toombs was also listed as hosting an interactive workshop.
Wow.
And sexual education for youth discussed potential strategies for ensuring youth have the knowledge and skills they need for healthy decision making regarding sexuality. Yeah. When I see interactive workshop, I mean, what do you think?
Yeah. That's...
Yeah.
I'll save this off of YouTube. I want this to be able to stay on.
What?
My thoughts on interactive.
Oh, what are your thoughts?
Just her touching them inappropriately.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's the way I saw it. And I don't think that could not be on YouTube. You know what? I don't know, but... and there was former students of hers that were identifying themselves on Reddit. And they also... I don't know if... I didn't see any of the Reddit comments or anything like that, so I don't know what they may have said there. But they also mentioned that Toombs had the role of head of a gay straight alliance, highlighting her influential position in discussions surrounding youth sexuality and identity.
I don't have words for that.
I know.
It's like, all that is no teacher's responsibility. It's not the government's responsibility. It's the parents.
Yeah, it is. I know.
Oh, we need to teach them. You need to teach them math, and English, and sciences.
Yeah.
Not this is this position that I like with my partners.
Yeah. I don't know if you can hear this or not, but our cat Oscar is snoring.
I mean, I might have been, when this first happened, grade maybe 4 or 5. Possibly 4 or 5. But I was like, oh, this is what your body's going to go through changes. Mm-hmm. And that's that kind of thing, like basic.
Yeah,
you're going to get hair in different places, and it was just very, very, vague.
Yeah.
That you don't have hair, and boys, your voice is going to go, and it's going to change and get deeper. But the girls and the boys were separate. Mm-hmm. And it's basically the same thing, but hey, your body's going to do this. And not like, this is at this angle, you could do this to a person. It's like,
yeah. No. But adding to all of that, okay, adding to the severity of her charges, Toombs faces an additional count of permitting a person under the age of 19 to consume cannabis, contrary to the Cannabis Control Act.
Huh.
Yeah.
So she's getting kids high and doing
and then
molesting them.
This is what I'm saying. This is what I'm hearing here, because, I mean, you know.
She'll probably get charged more severely for the marijuana and not molesting the child.
You know, they must have enjoyed it. They were laughing the whole time. Yeah. They were laughing because they're, I don't know, high as kites.
Again, I hope she spends the rest of her life behind bars. Yeah.
Well, they said this who wrote this article here. I don't want to call out the name because they're kind of under fire right now for their
exposing this.
Not just exposing this, but they are. You know, the YouTube and the Google and all that, they're all coming after them and trying to, you know, shut them up and take away their ability to put news out there. Yeah. So I don't want to say their name. So, but anyway, the ones, they're big ones, and the ones who wrote this article have reached out to Toombs via social media and to allow her to respond to the charges, and it doesn't say that she has responded at all. So,
of course not.
Exactly. This says the RCMP has reassured the public that they believe the case is isolated to only one victim, and there is no ongoing threat to the broader community. So that's good to know that, like, to have that, like, assurance or whatever, like, to, you know, it is good, but you know, because you don't need some sexual predator or whatever, you know, oot and a boot, you know, roaming the streets and preying on children or teenagers. Yeah, exactly. And then it says Toombs is scheduled to appear in court again October 28th. So I don't know where she is right now, like if she's in jail or house arrest or what, it doesn't say. But yeah, I guess she's been in court before, and now she's going to be in court again over this in about a month. So
hopefully it's, again, I'm going to say this, jail for the rest of her life.
Yeah. And if we hear anything, any more updates or whatever, yeah, we might, considering it's, you know, hometown news, we might update, you know, as we're able to. But yeah, that is horrible. Like, the smile on my face is only because of where I was joking, saying the hometown news and the little accent or whatever. Like, I'm not, like, that is awful. And, like, I feel so bad for
the poor child.
All of her former students and, you know, anyone she has counseled previously, like, in any regard, you know. Yeah, like, I feel so bad for them.
Yeah.
Because Lord only knows how
much damage she actually caused.
Exactly. In any kind of way, even if it was just, whether it was mentally or physically or emotionally or spiritually, whatever, like.
Yep.
Oh my gosh.
They allow these people to be teachers.
Yeah. And she wasn't even she was a counselor.
Yeah.
Like, when you are having trouble with, like, let's say anxiety, because she brought this one up and she's a so-called expert on it, but when you are anxious or you're having some kind of feelings on some certain thing and you need to talk to somebody and you don't have anybody to go to, now you're going to seek a counselor who's supposed to give you good advice, who's supposed to be caring and loving and understanding, and so you're supposed to feel comfortable opening up to them, And all they're doing is finding a way to sneak in, to weasel into your trust and your, emotion.
Your ideology.
Exactly. And then harm you in some sort of fashion. Like, that's disgusting. And, like, I'm very glad that she has been fired from that school, and I do hope that no other school will hire her, whether it be in PEI or any other province, or if she goes to the States even, or whatever.
Yeah, I don't think it should be allowed if it's a criminal charge.
I just hope she gets locked up and she's and that's it for her.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, we'll have to wrap this thing up because it is getting late. We had
a late start.
We did. We had a late start today because, well, we had a few things. We had a church event today that you were helping out with. And then he got home from that, and we were going to record right away. But my phone, which is recording right now,
was almost dead.
And it did not charge fast at all. So we ended up recording in the evening here instead of doing, our usual like morning or, show or whatever. So, yeah. But so we are going to wrap this up, and we will catch you next weekend. And we'll have some more news articles to bring to the table, and yeah.
Yep.
So, all right. Well,
Toodaloo.
Bye.